Hello and welcome back, YouTube. So I'm just now leaving Pro Logistics. I'm really glad I came here. That was great. I'm kind of thinking maybe I should have done that last week, although I didn't have gas in my car last week. So I guess I did at the beginning of the week, but I don't know. I had interviews last week, you know. Oh, by the way, date and time. It is still Wednesday, July 5th, 2023, 4:44 p.m. I should really be looking at the traffic on Google before I go anywhere, because it's that time of day. Shouldn't be too bad. Just shot a text message to Malika. As I mentioned, I did see her at work last night. That was good. She completely saved my night last night. I questioned if I'd been doing a shift. Were it not for her loaning me her hoodie between second break and end of shift, and I forget exactly how many hours that was, but yeah, there's no way in hell I would have made it through. Now, I mean, it's possible that I could have gone to leadership after that break and just said, hey, look, I can't continue to work in this position. I'm not dressed warm enough for it. Can you please move me to somewhere else? And it's possible they might have accommodated that. Or it's possible they might have just said, you fucking Winolos, you Winolos are bullshit, just go home. Because the general consensus of management is that people from Winolo are garbage. That also seems to be the general consensus and opinion of security as well, and a lot of the people that work there. I feel like they liked me personally. Not enough to extend a job offer, but you know, but I mean, it was just management that was there. There was absolutely no HR there. I've been told there's never any HR there on night shift, so that's kind of is what it is. So by the way, just pulling out right now, I just refreshed Winolo, and there's no jobs on it at all. It was nice to actually get to talk to some other people that work through the Winolo app, and the general consensus I was getting for a lot of people is, oh yeah, Winolo's been dead for a while. Shocked as fuck that they offered me some work. So, and then listening to people that I worked with, like management type people, security type people, Winolo's got a bad reputation. People who work for Winolo have a bad reputation. And so, yeah, I definitely get... It was definitely made clear to me why Winolo's dried up. It looks like I-10 is going to be good to go all the way to about 35th Avenue. So that's nice. As long as I can stay on the freeway, I don't have to worry as much about phone overheating and car overheating and having to turn off my air conditioning. I did mention I popped a message over to Malika, and also I am not forgetting her name. Oh, fuck me. That's just how my memory is. I forget my own siblings' names at times. I haven't had a moment where I forget my own kids' names, but I know it's coming. I know it's coming. Love seeing all the cornfields in bloom right now. I don't know if y'all seeing that on the right. When I came out of HelloFresh, I noticed there was one right there directly across the street. So I'm assuming the one is probably in bloom just south of Amazon as well. GYR3, the one I worked at. But I'm absolutely forgetting her name. A friend I've been spending so much time with over the last few months, over that I worked with at Amazon, that got let go shortly after I did. forklift driver. I'm drawing an absolute blank on her name. Damn. Anyway, I've been messaging her quite a bit lately, and I will pass her place and then pass Malika's place on the way back towards home. So yeah. I don't use this on-ramp hardly ever. I just want to sit there at the red lights and says there right as it was changing. I didn't see any signs saying HOV only, although there's one that says HOV. I am not in an HOV, and I do believe it is that time. Oh yeah, it's like damn near 5 p.m., so I need to get the hell out of this lane before I get myself a citation for being a solo driver in the HOV lane. I remember one time I was driving on the Loop 101 through Scottsdale. Well, actually, technically through the Salt River Reservation, but just east of Scottsdale. I forget where I was coming from. I forget where I was going. Probably headed home. But I was probably, around the area, Talking Stick-ish, heading south. In the HOV lane, I'm in the CRX. I'm hauling ass. I'm doing a reasonable speed, probably maybe 15 over the limit. I'm still getting so many comments on my short that I posted of the guy criminally speeding on Loop 303, and most of the comments are berating me, telling me I'm a fucking idiot. But I don't know. To me, there's a fine line between speeding and criminal speeding, and it's not a fine line that I've set. It's a fine line that the Arizona State Legislature has set. That's codified law, and that's 20 over the limit. So regardless of whether you think it's okay, if you're doing 20 over the limit, you are doing what is actually criminal activity. So if it's posted 65, yeah, if you're doing 85, it's a civil matter. It is. I always say go with the flow of traffic. But once you hit that line of criminal speeding, it's like, is going with the flow, is going with the flow worth the penalty for doing a criminal activity? You got to kind of ask yourself. I mean, right now I'm doing 70. I'm comfortable doing 70. Supposed speed limit is 65. I look at myself as I'm going with the flow of traffic. I feel like I'm more or less matching the speed of the vehicle in front of me. This guy about to pass me on the left, that's where he's supposed to pass me. If I saw somebody getting ready to pass me on the right, I would probably go ahead and hold my lane position because I'm headed to Phoenix, not Los Angeles. Anyway, sorry I got sidetracked. Katrina. How can I forget Katrina's name? God, I feel like an ass for that. I swear to God, it's a legit mental disability. I used to receive Social Security for it. And housing. I'm not trying to go that route. I want to work. I really do. Just to be completely clear, given the choice between working and being on public assistance, I would rather work. Of course, a lot of that comes from the fact that public assistance ain't enough to keep your head open and to live in anything other than a tent in Biden's economy. So there's that. But yeah. But yeah, passing awfully close to Katrina's place right now. I don't think she's mentioned. I'd love to hang out with her. This is around the time of day that we could probably hang out, do like a quick dinner, and I could run her to work so she didn't have to ride the bus. But then again, she might already be on the bus and not paying attention to her phone. Message from Priscilla. Just quickly responded to that. I know, terrible to text and drive, but and how can I defend such a terrible, actually illegal practice? After I'm going off about how is it worth the risk to do a criminal activity? Yeah, I'm kind of a hypocrite to a point. I can own that. I was a cab driver for 19 years. And one thing I'm quite accustomed to is multitasking like crazy while I'm driving. As I pass by skid marks of people who weren't multitasking well while driving along the safety barrier on the right end of the road. years, my environment in my cab was listening to music, which is not my main focus, but I just always had the music on. Listening to a dispatch radio, which I was always laser focused on, even when it really wasn't. I kind of trained my subconscious to kind of focus on that. Sometimes I turn it up and focus on it more, but it was always something in the background, and it just something in my head was always kind of still listening for a cab stand being called or a pending call being called near where I was physically at, or them calling for my cab number. It's an asshole trying to pass me on the right. There's not even a lane to my right. That guy needs to slow his roll. Oh, and I need to eat. My tummy's hurting. It's 4:52 plus 3, so 4:55. I'm still broke as fuck. I think I'm going to go do dinner at the Andre house. That's what it's there for. You don't have to be homeless to eat at the Andre house. My SNAP benefit's supposed to take effect tomorrow. I still haven't found my SNAP card, so I should probably focus, or my EBT card, so I should probably focus on that when I get home. Hopefully Allison comes back home later tonight, but I just don't know. I don't. I actually was going to give her Obamaphone 5 once I cleared my personal stuff off of it, and Obamaphone 5 has had the service shut off already. Ain't that some shit? I have not even had it a week. I forgot to mention that on the last little segment of video, but yeah, I tried to call it. I tried to call it when I realized it had disappeared, and it was on the floor, just in the passenger side. It slid forward. It's black. The floor mats are black. I just couldn't see it. And when I look at it, I struggle with my vision. I struggle with contrast. So when there's a lot of stuff that is bright, dark places are almost invisible to me. And bright sunlight coming through all the windows, and then I'm looking for something that's black on black in a dark, shady spot. I couldn't see it. I did kind of feel around there. I didn't feel it. But anyway, so Obamaphone 5 has been found, by the way. But yeah, at one point I noticed the iPhone still had come out of. It was hot as fuck to the touch, but it had come out of overheating mode. And I tried calling Obamaphone 5 on it, and it seemed like it went directly to an Assurance wireless recording versus my voicemail. But I haven't set up voicemail on it, so it's possible it's voicemail. I couldn't hear it close enough to really tell. But yeah, as soon as I found the phone right after I left Pro Logistics, and I tried to call my main phone number from it, and it went directly to we got playing bumper cars on the right side. They're sitting up in the shade, which is the appropriate thing to do since it's like 113 out. But yeah, man, part of me wants to swing by HelloFresh right now and see if I can maybe talk to somebody in HR, but it's, well, then again, it's 5 p.m. and their shift ends at 5:30. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. Actually, well, no, fuck it. I already backtracked. I'm already backtracking. They're at 71st Avenue. So if I was going there, I really should have exited 75th. But I don't know. I just realized I was on the lanes of the southbound 202. And coming from my side of town, the best route was southbound 202 to Buckeye, when you're going across at Buckeye. Somebody just messaged me on Snapchat. It's the so-called girlfriend. Well, just confirming my reply to the last question. Just asking about my job interview. But so yeah, as a cab driver, I multitasked the hell out of myself. I've been listening to my dispatch radio right here. I'm not sure if my hand is catching that. Yeah, it's catching my hand a little bit. Right there, I always had. All the dashboards always seem to be a little closer to me. This dashboard's way forward compared to all my taxis I had. But I'd have yeah, that wouldn't work in this. That's way forward. They used to be closer to me. But I'd have a suction cup mounted notepad with a pen on the side. So I'd be ready to write. So I'd be driving, I'd be writing. Dispatch microphone on my right thigh. Dispatch radio to the right, where I could be listening to that. Still often listening to the radio. And I use my cell phone. Now, I wasn't doing much texting back then. That just really wasn't a thing yet. And plus, to text, you had to do the whole, I forget what it's called, but where you press number keys like 3 or 4 times to create a letter. So yeah, obviously I wasn't doing that while driving. But yeah, answering phone calls and writing stuff down. And then as taxi dispatch equipment evolved, now we have more DPS action here and another tow truck. Some more people doing rear enders. Oh yeah, that last one where the people I mentioned, the people where it had moved up to where they could sit in the shade, and that was normally being by your vehicle is the smartest thing. Oh, I got DPS right on my ass. Fabulous. No, he's going to the left to pass. That's how he's supposed to. Anyway, yeah, so yeah, normally you should be sitting like with your vehicle until emergency vehicles show up, but I 100% getting into the shade. It's standing in the sun this time of the year could literally be deadly, especially if you're not really hydrated. But yeah, and they both look like the same story on that accident and the one I just passed. Just somebody not paying attention to traffic in front of them and not maintaining a safe following distance. Somebody hit the brakes and blam, rear ender. But yeah, my defense of it occasionally, like looking at devices that I'm driving is, I mean, that's something that I've been doing. Even if that device was a notepad that I operated with a ballpoint pen. But I've been driving with other devices in the car since 1991. Obviously, I'm not typing out a super long text when I'm scrolling through stuff, but speaking of looking at devices, I should check my traffic again because I'm coming up on 35th Avenue. The iPhone's surprisingly not hot to the touch. Of course, the temperature gauge is staying right where it should be, and it's nice and cool in the car right now. Complete contrast with the ride out there. Yeah, it looks like the traffic has migrated. It looks like now I'm good to go all the way to the tunnel. Probably going to want to exit before I leave the tunnel. No message back from Katrina or Malika. Highly disappointed about that, but life goes on. Malika seems so excited about me working there. She's like, when are you coming back? When are you coming back? I'm like, I don't know. Even Priscilla was like, well, did they offer you a job? They asked you to come back? Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. I mean, generally speaking, they look at Winolo as an absolute desperation last resort to get people in the door. And there's no HR there last night. In fact, there was none of the representatives of the logistics companies that do their staffing. As I mentioned before, with there are more cops on the right. Damn. As I mentioned before, like working at Williams-Sonoma, there were some people that actually worked for Williams-Sonoma. I was not one of them. I worked for K-Power, and then there was another company. I never did figure out what the hell the name of it was that also did hiring for them, and they were generally the bulk of the people I worked with worked for that other company. A few of them worked for K-Power, and that seems to be the mode of operation over at HelloFresh as well. And that's how my friend Malika started. She worked for like one of those agencies, which is kind of what I'm gonna hopefully be doing now through Pro Logistics. She worked through one of them, and after she was there for quite a while, HelloFresh HR offered to make her an actual employee of HelloFresh, and at that point her pay went up notably and her benefits got better. So apparently apparently there's a whole grip of different, and maybe I should have got some more information about them while I was there, but to be honest, I didn't like the job that much that I would want to jump on it. I feel like better opportunities await, and I do think ProLogistics just offered me a better opportunity. And maybe I should talk about that. Front half nights, Sunday through Thursday. I believe it's going to be a 10-hour shift. I think they're starting me at $18 an hour. That works for me. That's with the night shift differential. Just general warehouse work for some kind of an energy drink beverage company. Damn it! I said I was going to get off at 7th Avenue, and I didn't. And I did see that traffic was going to get heavy around Central. So. Hats passing me on the right. Keep right, except to pass is just a really complicated thing for a lot of people. Oh, you know what? I said I was going to Andre House. Totally forgot I said I was going to Andre House. Yeah, I still want to go to Andre House. I missed happy hour drinks at Taco Bell. I'm not paying full price for a drink at Taco Bell. Ever. I love my Baja Blast, but I don't have to pay $2 and change for it. It's amazing how doing freeway speeds makes all the difference in this car, even when it's 112 out. This temperature gauge right where it's supposed to be, air conditioning nice and cold. And it was so brutally hot on the way out that I missed half the trip because phones kept overheating. And I was a sweaty, nasty mess by the time I got in there. I'm glad they remembered me, though. I worked with the same person that I worked with last time. I think her name is Raquel. So yeah, I offered a job. It's not definite yet. I'm waiting for a go figure. I'm waiting for another goddamn background check. They had me do a swab drug test. I'm assuming the same kind of one that I did for Amazon. It's kind of funny. She walked over and it looked like it was a case for a urine sample. And when she handed it to me, and I was starting to, dink around with my phone. She said she had stuff to do at her desk, and I was starting to dink around with my phone. And she said, "Oh, here's your thing for a drug test." And then she explained to me like what I had to do with it. I'm like, "I'm so glad you explained that." She goes, "Why?" I said, "Because if you'd have just handed that to me, and if you'd have just wow, Felix the cat on a mural to my right, I'd never noticed that before. Felix the cat with a bong. That's awesome." That's got to be a brand new mural. I have never noticed that before. I love shit like that. Straight up. Okay, last time I went through Roosevelt around this time of night, or this time of day, wow, a lot of little homeless encampment-ish stuff on the right. I'm already seeing my temperature gauge going up now that I'm off the freeway. Yeah, I'm gonna turn right here on McKinley. Yeah, I had a short that got a bunch of views from, I don't know if it was Thursday or Friday, but I noticed as I was, and I didn't even notice it when I was driving, but I noticed when I was going through my footage and editing it and posting it, that traffic was so gridlocked headed westbound on Roosevelt that people were completely blocking the intersection of Roosevelt and First Avenue. So yeah, I expect it's probably going to look like that right now. So there's a couple of historic houses right here, and one of them I make reference to all the time, although sometimes I get the name wrong. I don't know what that one is that I just turned that was in the view in front of me, but obviously that one's still sitting. And the one that's here on the left, and I want to pull over and make sure I get a good solid, y'all can get a good look at that. I called it the McMillan House. I don't know why the fuck I called it that the other day, but that right there, that is the Emerson House. And I lived there for, I want to say 3, maybe 4 months. That is a long story and one I don't want to get into right now. But I lived there with my girlfriend at the time, Connie. I feel okay calling her a girlfriend. Past girlfriend. I miss her, by the way. Show you the front of it is an absolutely gorgeous historic house. I can only imagine what that thing rents for now. But it was surprisingly inexpensive 15 years ago. And I tell you, had I had my shit together, I'd probably would stay there for years. But I was pretty much riding on Connie's coattails. I was dependent boyfriend. I had no income to speak of. Which, I'll be honest, was kind of intentional, because I was trying to get housing assistance, and I was trying to get Social Security, which I ended up getting both and having both for years, many years. But had I got a job, that would have killed those things. So yeah, I was completely dependent. I said I wasn't going to that story. I'm totally going to the story. Every time I say I'm not going to that story, y'all should know by now I'm going into that story. But so yeah, I was pretty much dependent boyfriend, and Connie was supporting me, and Connie didn't seem to really be about working a real job either. And yeah, we never once managed to get the electricity turned on there. That, of course, infuriated the landlord. And after we put up our rent and deposit for the first month's rent, her plan of action to keep us in that house, which I really didn't support, but I didn't really have the means to do anything else. Like, she's like, oh yeah, we can afford this. I'm like, okay, because I don't have anything. Her battle plan was to just be very difficult with landlord-tenant litigation to prevent Robert, the landlord, from being able to boot us out, and we managed to stay in there for several months. I'm sure in his eyes, Robert's eyes, I'm just one of those terrible, awful squatters that had him tied up in court, and that really was Connie's adventure. It wasn't my adventure. And Robert, if you're watching, I hope there's no hard feelings. I really wish you'd have worked with me on my record collection. Kind of bitter about that, because I would have worked with you on that. Anyway, yeah, so oh shit, I need to turn my air conditioning off. It's a little bit past the 3/4 mark. Yeah, I've definitely lost my fan and my radiator again, and it's 5:08 plus 3, 5:11. So yeah, it's definitely too late to head to Rob's shop and expect him to be there. I should probably figure out what kind of fuses it is and just carry a bunch of them with me. Although popping fuses every couple days is not solving the problem. I was the car on the right. I'm pretty sure I had the right of way right there. What? That chick's hot as fuck. Probably walking with her boyfriend. Still, I'm not missing that. I'm a guy who's not getting those needs met, so like I see quite completely see every attractive woman on this side of the road. It's like, ooh, want some of that. Going southbound on 3rd Street, that is another one of those one-way roads on the west side of downtown Phoenix that has been turned from a one-way street to a two-way street. At least this one's bike lanes make more sense than 5th Street. Man, temperature gauge is higher than I'm comfortable with it being. Oh, I love this song. I think I'm on KWOSS. Heavy Dirty Soul. I'm brain farting on the name of the band. Man, I got like two of their albums on vinyl, one of them on cassette. 21 Pilots. Love these guys. Love these guys. Can you save my heavy dirty soul? A Lux Toll Brothers apartment. Some more luxury apartments going in on the left side, or on the right side. Alright, cop is done tailgating me. He's trying to get on the right lane, and I am stuck in traffic on a 5-way traffic light. Turn off the car. Hope it doesn't heat up too much from the cooling system. It's always a thing, which is creating more heat, keeping the car idling without air moving through the radiator or shutting off the cooling system. Because the cooling system works, there's just nothing to push air through the radiator from not moving. This is a long red light. I'm leaning towards just shutting off the car. Window, it is hot as hell today. You know, and had I remembered to exit at 7th Avenue, I wouldn't be having this problem. Or I could have even gone south at south on I-17 and taken the first exit and come across that way. Air coming in through the window feels cooler than the air in this car. I should do this song at karaoke tonight. Although, can I afford to go to karaoke tonight? I don't know. I love going to karaoke over there at the Dirty Drummer bar that's like a block and a half from my place. Which reminds me, I really do want to see if the woman that was there last week is there this week. Speaking of karaoke, there's something I need to be talking about. Yeah, so Joyce tried to call me while I was sleeping today. Send me a text message, call her as soon as I can. And she was ready to let me go, say that, hey, I didn't really mean to hire you, I was drunk. And Joyce, the manager of Royal Lounge, and also the manager of Wander Inn, formerly the manager of, and I'm worried that this street becomes no parking after 6 p.m. Parking 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. I guess the question is, will I make it back to the car by 6? I need to keep my mind on that. Hopefully I can go get myself dinner at the Andre house and make it back by 6. It's so hot in here right now. Trying to make sure I get no visible electronic devices in the car. Like, I've never had any problem parking on this block, but a lot of desperate people in this area, and I believe one of the best modes of security is just simply out of sight, out of mind. Yeah, well, I want somebody to peek in, see a tablet. I wonder who's that? Who's and what that was? Wow, look at that. Some kind of beverage, and we got the foil. That's certainly a Homeless in Phoenix kit right there. Stay hydrated and stay ventilated. Is that the word? Oh man, last time I walked down here, I had some guy that was mumbling and hard to understand. Exactly 1 block south of here, said something about how he had food stamp cards, and I think he was trying to get me to trade. I think what he was trying to do, and I didn't like. I'm just like, yeah, I don't have any drugs if that's what you're looking for, and that pretty much put an end to the conversation. But I think what he said something about I have EBT. I have EBT or I have food stamps or something, and I think what he was trying to do was see if I was down to walk to Circle K and let him buy me some shit at Circle K with his EBT card in exchange for some fentanyl. I think that's what the guy was trying to make happen. And I'm just I don't have any drugs if that's what you're looking for. And I noticed, like, when I walked back past him, it was when I doubled back to here, because I had dropped right around here. I dropped my my DES papers. They dropped out of my pocket, and he he right around here, and right there on the left is where I saw the woman. And I know I mentioned it. The woman that had offered me said she had was giving away tablets and giving away phones if I needed one, and I was just like yeah, I'm trying to. My goal was to get to St. Vincent de Paul in time to eat. They just never yield for crosswalks. Not here. And my goal was trying to eat and trying to get to the St. Vincent de Paul on time to get lunch because I was very hungry, and then also trying to wow, it smells like piss through here. Also trying to and then from there get over to DES as quickly as I could, try to sort that out. But yeah, I would have loved to have got a tablet or a phone, since the Assurance wireless is just becoming absolute shit for me right now. I can't believe they sent me here not even a full week of service on that phone, and that phone was absolute hot garbage. So it's like another free device that's crappy. Maybe I can trade that to somebody for a rock. Just kidding. Yeah, when I was walking, I saw her. Then I saw the guy that it was mumbling to me that I think was trying to trade buy you something with my food stamp card or some fentanyl. Speaking of fentanyl, this tent on the right, almost every time I walk by it, just reeks of fentanyl, burning fentanyl. Not smelling it today though. That's a plus.